So the other team comes up on me. 2 squads roll up. I take a grappling hook. I murder 2 squads with a grappling hook, and I kill the last guy of 8 people with a pickaxe. Don't look up like you're not impressed. That's impressive. And then the 5-year-old gave me the crossbow out of respect. He gave it to me out of respect. That is how you get respect from the children. Get back here, dog.
You have to earn it. From the 5-year-old.
Respect from children, Bontrager tells us.
I want respect from children.
Love the passion.
Anyways, thanks for
that was so awful that it literally broke my fucking like.
It didn't break. You were jealous. Everyone's very they underestimate the grappling hook, but you can 2-shot kill someone in
so anyway, welcome to the Hot Mess Show, which is absolutely nothing about Fortnite for those who are joining in for the first time. It's so little about Fortnite that it makes me want to never fucking play the game again, just so Bontrager doesn't bring it up on our shows.
I'll keep bringing it up if we're not here. You know, I keep doing these epic kills. I don't know.
Devin, were you the one playing with him? Yeah, probably.
I was the one who stole the crossbow, bitch.
You piece of shit. Oh man. Oh, your mic is there you go.
Lost your audio.
Try the plug in, plug out again. There you go. Here you go. I see you. We hear you. Okay, we got it.
All right.
It just got weird.
Start. Okay. So I had a thought that I just want to spit out before I forget it because I didn't write it down. But everything right now is getting converted to Zoom, as we can see. We have these Zoom comedy shows. People are doing Zoom online courses. People are, everything is online. You order your food, someone brings it to you. And the idea of having some doctor's appointments made some sense as well. Until I got a phone call about my internal medicine appointment that I've been waiting for since October. And they told me it would be online. So I'm just spent the whole morning wondering, like, how I'm going to show my colon to this doctor over Zoom. Any suggestions are welcome. And with that, welcome to the Hot Mess Show, Venetia. I'm happy you're here. It's good to see you. And let's see what you've got. You've got 5 minutes or 6 minutes if you can start a really good rumor.
I love starting rumors, and I'm actually here because my dad doesn't remember my birthday also, so I'm happy that you put that in the chat. I don't even remember my dad, so that's nice when things come full circle. But I like to tell rumors though, man. I like to since quarantine I've started a lot of rumors, the main one being that my dad's on drugs. And not any drugs, my drugs. Let me tell you how I found out. I smoke a lot of weed. I don't know if anybody smokes weed in here, but I smoke a lot of weed. And sometimes I fall into those kush comas. I don't know if y'all know what that is. It's when the weed is way too good for you. You hit it a couple of times and then, you're out for a couple of days. But I knew I was smoking something because when I woke up, my hand was still like this. So I'm like, okay, where my weed go? I'm like, okay, the only person here is me and my dad, so I'm going to go ask him. I get in the kitchen. This man has the biggest bowl of Captain Crunch I've ever seen in my life. He looks up at me eating it. He's like, this is delicious. And I'm like, hey, first of all, I think you should put your teeth in. Second of all, you seen my weed? You go, nah, I don't mess with that foolishness. But before you leave, let me ask you something. I'm like, what could you possibly want to ask me at a time like this when my weed is missing? He like, you think Stevie Wonder really blind? I'm like, I don't know, Daddy. Why would you ask me something like that? He said, because I had a dream that when, I read in the magazine and I was dreaming about it, that when you're blind, your sisters get stronger. He could feel them make dreads. Why he keep doing this to us? And I looked at him and I was like, give me my weed back. It's the same thought I've had before I fell asleep watching the BET Awards. But quarantine has left me bored, so that's not the only rumor I've started. I've been watching a lot of television, and I don't believe a lot of daytime television. Maury is a show I never believed. So I was sitting at home during quarantine wondering who don't look like they daddy. When all of a sudden, it popped up in my head, my nephew looks nothing like his father. So I called Maury, I arranged to sit down and everything. Then I called my brother. It was like 4:00 in the morning. I was high on weed. And I was like, what you doing? And he was like, I'm asleep. I was like, good. You think Junior really yours? And I hung up. A couple of days later, he gets a call from Maury. He goes on the show. And Maury still, y'all. And that baby was not his. Feel so sad for my brother. He just been crying and eating ice cream ever since. I'm happy he don't gotta buy no more diapers though, so that was a plus for him. I don't I don't really know what to do with my quarantine time. So like I'm starting a lot of rumors, I'm starting a lot of trouble. And I don't know if y'all can tell this by looking at me, because y'all probably like, wow, that's one handsome young man. But I spent a lot of time in the closet as a child. And if y'all didn't get that, that just means I'm a lesbian. So like every other woman in this chat, I put my dick on one leg at a time, right?
Oh my God.
But I remember coming out to my parents, man, and it was a big deal. Like my mom had asked me a question that messed with my self-esteem a lot. She was like, why are you doing this to me? Did I not love you enough? Why? What's wrong with you? And I was like, oh, you're not taking this well. Have a seat. And then I asked her, I was like, you remember when you told me to play with them little girls my own age? She was like, yeah. And I was like, I never grew out of that. So my mom went to tell my dad in an effort to straighten me out. She's go in there and figure out what's wrong with her, straighten her out. So my dad came in and he asked me a question that messed with my self-esteem a little more. He was like, hey, your mama told me you came out the closet and everything. And I think that's nice, you know. I like the ladies too. Give me some. I was like, what do you want, Daddy? He was like, I need to ask you a serious question. You the boy? Or you the girl? And I was like, you know what, Daddy, your looks are genetic, so I'm gonna go ahead and be the boy. He was like, oh, thank God. Because you was an ugly ass little girl. So this right here gonna give you a lot of options. I don't know what your mama crying about. I'm just gonna tell her to tell everybody you was born a boy, so we can wait all of this. She was never gonna make it as a girl. You were never gonna make it as a girl. So I appreciate that support from my father, knowing that, you know, I was gonna be an ugly ass little girl. Because when I was younger, I would hear the rumor all the time, like pretty girls don't have to suck dick. Pretty girls never had to suck dick. But as I got older, I realized lesbians don't either. So I'm winning either way. I'd like to thank you guys for allowing me to come on, man. This was awesome. You guys are awesome. I've heard a lot of people from everywhere in this chat. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri myself, so it's nice to meet you.
Go Chiefs next year.
Yeah. Super Bowl ain't happened yet, have it?
That was so funny, man.
I'm not accepting that. The Super Bowl is this Sunday. Everybody tap in. Chiefs by 10.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much, Venetia. That is quite a way to start the show, I would say. Like, yeah, no, that's great. Everything about that was I really hope you come back, and I have a crush on you now. And,
Okay. Non-Fortnite related hot mess. I said non-Fortnite related. Don't sigh, or I'll tell another Fortnite war story. So yeah, I hear honking out the window, and then like, okay, they're honking. There's an alleyway behind my apartment there, and so like, oh, okay, they'll honk, whatever. Honks again. I'm like, motherfucker. I open the window, yell, motherfucker, the guy's not gonna move his car. It's like, move your car. I'm like, bitch, it's not my car. I just live here. It's like, get out of here. This isn't your business. Like, you're making it my business by honking like a dweeb. he like mutters and he backs up out the alleyway. Being like, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, what was that? You're gonna waste your time. You're gonna park up. You're gonna come up 3 flights of stairs and beat my ass. Okay, priorities. Go to work. Like, so now like a medieval housewife, I have a pot of water and a plastic bag filled with water for the next asshole who honks at whoever's parked back there. So, see, you liked it. People are smiling. Who's up next?
Real quick, so I hang out in my car quite a lot. Yeah. I have like a stove that I can boil water and make tea, noodles, that kind of thing. And like one of the things that I like to do, I live in BC, so I can be in the mountains or the beach or doing heroin, like all within 5 minutes of each other. And there's this one time I went to Lynn Canyon, which is a really popular like hiking area. And I was just chilling in the back of my car with like my back open. I was cooking up some noodles, and this guy comes and parks like his car in front of my car and someone else's to quickly go to the washroom. And I guess the person who he blocked off like came back to her car in the meantime. And so she comes like back to around my car where like I'm laying inside, and she's like, hey, is that your car? And I'm like, I'm in my car.
No, but is that your second car?
Like I just like,
your second car that you take with you when you hike. Your second car?
So I was like, I'm literally like laying down in my car, like I'm in it. And then I was like, but that was just like the impatience of people. She needed to go like that second, and like logic didn't make, like, there's gone. There's no way that somebody was using the outhouse right next to where that car was. It had to have been me blocking her off and laying in someone else's car in the parking lot. But anyway, just Canadian things. So next Canadian with some more Canadian things is Jason Osborne from Toronto.
Jason Osborne coming on down.
Oh my God. Yeah, thank you, Don and Bon. Sorry, Bon Trigger.
No, Don Bon works. I like
Don
it.
Bon. Don Bon Jovi. That's your new name.
Oh, Bon Traeger, how does that make you feel?
That's awesome.
Like,
Yeah, whatever.
So if you're in Kansas City, this joke won't make any sense, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. So Tom Brady got in trouble because he got drunk at the Super Bowl parade, and he threw the Super Bowl trophy from one boat to the next, and like they're like, he's disrespecting the trophy, and like in Tom Brady's defense, he's Tom Brady, right? He's got like seven Super Bowl trophies, right? So if he drops the Super Bowl trophy in the river, he'll just get one next year, right? I mean, he wins next year, he's going to be like, oh, hey, look, I won another Super Bowl trophy. Okay, I'm just going to throw it over there. and then go on with his way, right? Also with football, right? Because the Chiefs, they're not the Super Bowl champions anymore. So they're under a lot of pressure to change the team name, right? Because it's considered racially insensitive, right? But they're like the best racially insensitive team, right? And even if they don't change their name, then there's still a lot of anti-Indigenous racism in sports, right? Because like Washington Redskins, they changed their name, right? They're the Washington football team now. And then the Cleveland Indians, they're going to change their name next. And even the Chicago Blackhawks are thinking about changing their name, right? You know, they think that the name, the Blackhawks name, it's a little too racially insensitive, right? So they're probably going to go with the very proper, the very like neutral, like big Blackhawks, you know? So, you know, I mean, then the fans will say stuff about them like, you know, hide your girlfriend, the big Blackhawks are coming to town, or, you know, you just joked because of that big Blackhawk, and that big Blackhawk just slipped one past the goalie. Bam, right in the 5-hole. That was a Canadian joke. No. Yeah, so I am from Toronto, Canada, and I realized that lately I've been telling a lot of jokes about US politics, and then the only joke I ever told about Canadian politics was when they released those pictures of Justin Trudeau in blackface, and it just made me realize, you know, as a black guy, you know, you want your world leaders to be like a little, you know, you want them to be tolerant, right? It's good for everybody. But as a comedian, you want like your world leaders to be just a little bit racist. You know what I mean? Like, don't just kill black people and throw them in jail, you know, but just call them by the wrong name and say like, sorry, Jamal, you all look alike to me. Right? Just racist enough, right? I don't know if you heard, but like Trump just got acquitted, right? He had like another impeachment trial, right? It's like, how many impeachment trials does this guy need, right? Like the police get bent out of shape when black people get one trial. Right. And then like I think we all know who's to blame for Trump getting acquitted, right? It's obviously the comedians. Right. Joe Biden's been president for less than a month and everyone's already running out of material, right? So you're like, okay, we got to get this guy back in. What else I got here? Oh yeah, so I got bad news for the Canadians, right? Now the Moderna vaccine got delayed again, you know, because of a snowstorm, right? So if you're keeping score, it's been like almost 8 consecutive weeks without any vaccine shipments. So it's like, you know, everybody in Canada's like starving for the vaccine, right? We're just like scratching and twitching like a bunch of drug addicts, right? And you know, I mean, they should have just went with my idea and just got the vaccine through Amazon Prime, right? Just, you know, get the Amazon Prime vaccine would have been here the next day, right? But the point I'm trying to make is, so if you're American, I will suck your dick for a hit of that vaccine, right? Just go to the Canadian border and look for the glory hole and like stick your dick through it. I'll suck on it. Then like, you know, thank you for coming. And then like stick the needle through the hole and I'll put my shoulder up to it.
Get the vaccine.
Unless it's like one of those vaccines you got to put in the butt, then I'll definitely take one in the ass. Right. And I call it the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. There's a lot of Johnson and a lot of baby oil. But that's my time. So thanks for having me. You've been a great audience. You're my favorite audience. Let's bring your host back up.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.
I really like the addition to that joke. That really ties it up. Johnson. So feedback. Yeah, you come to the mic every week and your jokes get better and my life falls more and more apart.
As you get comedy advice from a comedian who's never touched foot to a stage. Classic open mic. That's
the way of the world now.
That's how it goes, man. You watch one Joe Rogan interview and you're like, I'm a comedian.
You know what though? I am abrasive enough to go when the comedy clubs open. I am abrasive enough to be like, I'm Don Pierce. Have you heard me?
But you're a noob enough to think that you're gonna be allowed in a comedy club to perform. Like there's. Of
course, I know I won't be allowed.
There's one and barely 2 comedy clubs in Chicago that have an open mic. Like Laugh Factory just started having an open mic that was chill, and then COVID happened.
I'm not saying I'm going to be allowed. I'm not saying I'm going to be allowed. I'm just saying I'm abrasive enough to show up.
No, I was making more fun of the connection of like, I'm a comedian, so I'll be in the comedy club. No, you'll be in the basement of some dude's house. Like it's the comedy clubs. They'll have me there. See, there'll be lights. No, you'll be performing in the back of a bar that no one wants to go to because they thought an open mic would bring business there, but it didn't because we're open mic comedians and we're poor. Back to more abrasive checks with reality. Who's up next?
I just say, Jason, the Chiefs stuff hurt. Like we just lost. Like we just lost.
I was rooting for the Chiefs until they let me down.
Oh my God. I love all the sports hating. It's awesome. Hey, who's up next, Dawn? What are we doing? Don't look around like you don't know what's going on. You're a host. Wait, your mouth is muted. I can't read your lips that well.
He's cussing you out.
Because you don't like enunciate enough for me to read your lips on Zoom.
Bitch
There you
ass.
go. Okay, so fucking is this.
Fucking bitch ass.
So if anyone's keeping track for the
Oh,
mouth reading
God.
thing, fucking's like this.
Peas and carrots, man.
I was just gonna say that I love Kansas City, and if I ever go back, like going down that canal wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, like permanently.
The street? Or
No,
or like a body
That's
of water.
in New York.
the water that runs
The
through
water.
Kansas
You got a
City.
real canal. That's cute. Who's up next?
Up next, we have Rosani, who always
Rosa.
takes time out of her day. And was that your mom earlier? That's so cute. She should stay for your set. Does she know you do comedy?
Yes, she does.
Well, she can watch it on Team Dummy on YouTube. Dummy with
Apparently, my
an
mom
IE.
watches this.
If Google tries to correct you with an MY, tell them, hell no, it's Dummy with an IE because we're special. Thanks for coming,
If you
Rosani.
don't, because if you spell it right, you're not that fucking dumb, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What do you spell dummy correctly? What are we fucking
That's
Harvard
the
people?
joke.
What are we, Harvard people or something? But yeah, the other use of dummy is very overused. Anyway, side rant aside, thanks for coming, Rosani. It's dealing with all our dysfunctionalists. Thanks, Sean.
Okay, so it hit me yesterday. I have a 12-year-old daughter. It was only 12 years ago that I brought home my bundle of joy. That's what I call my hemorrhoids. And my daughter, they were that bundle. She likes to think that she's more internet savvy than I am. So I got to stay on top of things. I check her TikTok. I change up the Wi-Fi password. My phone is internet password protected with her fingerprint. Brown people have no filter. Oh, why didn't you color your roots? You're looking fat today. What happened to your face? And that was just this morning's video call with my dad. I am in an interabled relationship, which means I am in a wheelchair and my husband, he's a walker. So I'm in it for the diaper changes. He's in it for the parking. I'm in it for the assisted showers. He's in it for the golden ones. And my friends ask me, how do you guys fight? How do caregivers fight with their spouses? And I was like, well, he's more of a passive aggressive fighter. When he gets mad, he just disables my manual locks. And what I do is I just eat cheese when I'm lactose intolerant, and he will deal with the consequences of his actions tomorrow. So I recently had an STI scare. My gynecologist, I went in for my appointment. My gynecologist looked at me and she was like, "You have trichomoniasis." And the spelling bee contestant in me was like, "I have 3 questions. How is there an alternate pronunciation to that word? And what is the origin of the word? And could I have gotten it from a toilet seat?" I made her angry, but she proceeded to yell at my husband. "How could you do this to your wife? How could you make her susceptible to a disease like that?" And I left the appointment feeling shattered, like I wanted to sue the bitch for pain and suffering, because for 1 second did she think it could have been me. You know, don't let my wheels fool you. I get around. I can show up. I can show up and hoe up. Granted, there are ramp elevators, working elevators, and yeah, I could do it. So, but that's about it. That's the stuff I wanted to try out. Thank you so much, Dawn and Bon.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Replace.
You know, I too used to think that females could not be good comedians. I'm not a woman hater. I don't think. I just tend to really find that women haven't been funny. But then I started these mics, and there are so many funny women, and in particular in this room right now. Like I hope that people watch it and know that I was fucking wrong. Women are funny. Rosani in particular is fucking hilarious. So yeah, one point for feminism, and
that's right, Dawn. Women are funny.
Zero.
Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Women are funny, huh? You just gotta get over yourself, Dawn.
I'm just really
women are funny, all right? Women are
just
funny.
grappling with the fact that I'm not fucking funny. Okay, like it's just
You're
really
more
hard for me to
amusing than
accept.
most. You're more amusing than most. I've never heard you talk about your
think
mom
you're
on
funny.
stage, so I think it's great.
My mom's dead. I'm just trying to figure out how to put
I
her
know.
in my set.
Where's some? I need some good dead mom jokes. You know your mom's dead
Working on
when.
You know your mom's dead. So, side note, for like a plug in here, I'm thinking about starting a trauma writing workshop for people who
Trauma?
don't know how. Trauma for people who have like trauma they want to make funny that maybe don't know how, like
okay,
me.
okay.
Yeah, so that's another project coming. So if your life's fucked and you want to be funny about it, stay tuned.
Can part of it me trying to help you make good dead mom jokes?
Yes, that's exactly the purpose of that workshop. Please
you know
make
your
my dead mom
mom's
funny.
You know your mom's dead when every time you go to the funeral home you think, oh, I should turn up the heat. Oh god.
He probably won't be running this workshop.
I'm not gonna run it.
Funny...
I don't want to talk about my trauma. I want to make fun of yours. I'm a man. I don't emotions. A gasp. I will keep this male stereotype alive until eons after it makes any sense.
Good, because it's time for the man to stop talking, so Kathy O'Brien can come in here. You're outside.
Kathy,
I know,
O'Brien.
because I have barking dogs. That's why I'm fucking sitting in the cold.
Your boyfriend,
Yeah,
your boyfriend didn't like, or your husband didn't like tell you to fuck yourself today, and that's why you're outside, not like me, right?
Right,
You have to run away
exactly.
like me.
All of her
I'm like,
muscular
don't
pool
let
boys.
the dogs out.
All of Kathy's muscular pool boys told her to go outside. Like, we need some space. You know, it's just too much love you give us, Kathy.
So I'm gonna wing a couple of jokes because being very stoned was brought up. In 1985, I traveled from Williamsburg, Virginia, my hometown, to California to follow the Grateful Dead. And I lived on a beach and I got so high off this weed. I see these figures on the beach and I'm like, oh my God, are those elephant seals or are they Charles Manson's cronies coming to murder all of us? I was so stoned. I was like, oh my God, I think it's time to go back to Williamsburg now. And then the dead mom thing. Okay, so my mother died. She had like Alzheimer's for years. And my kids went to a camp in upstate New York. And I go to my sister's and her husband's home in New Jersey to planned the funeral. So my sister is on the phone with the funeral home and she's like, $2,500 for an urn? And then her husband says, man, I can get an urn on eBay for $99. Then it went even more south from there because he's like, look, here's a lava lamp. We can put her ashes in a lava lamp and then stick her on the mantle. And every once in a while we'll be like, look, there she is. Oh my God, the darkest humor I have ever participated in was regarding my dead mother. So on Sunday, I went to the Alphabet store to buy my husband a bottle of scotch. And I know nothing about scotch. I do not like it one bit. So I asked the clerk, I'm like, can you help me pick out a decent bottle of scotch? That's not crazy expensive. He's like, does your husband prefer Highland or Lowland scotch? And I'm like, okay, fucking Alex Trebek, I'll take Highland for $100. He's like, peaty or smooth, small batch or single barrel. I'm like, God damn it. I just grabbed the bottle of scotch and I say to the clerk, I'm hoping my husband likes this. What is your return policy? Fortunately, it worked out well. I was complaining to my husband about my best friend because I can't get a word in edgewise. We talk like every day. And he just tells me Civil War trivia. And I mean, like after 35 years, it just gets kind of boring. And so I'm complaining to my husband about him, and he's like, well, did you know 1/4 of the Union soldiers were immigrants? And I'm like, God damn it, I can't catch a break, man. I was talking to that same friend Sunday before last, and he's like, I hate Tom Brady. And I'm like, yeah, that guy's an uppercase schmuck. I don't even know why I said that. Like, I know nothing about Tom Brady, except that he has a lot more money than I do, and he's a much better quarterback than I am. I participated in a staff meeting the other day, actually last week, and my coworker is going to give birth soon. And all I could think of, thank God it's not me. Alec Baldwin has a shit ton of little kids. He's 62 years old. I'm 55 years old. I would take the baby to Kroger, come home, and my husband would be like, where's the baby? I don't know, man. Somewhere between customer service and aisle 157 where the diapers are located. I totally lost the baby. We need to call Lost and Found. Me being in charge of a baby would be a complete disaster. But when my teenagers were babies, I was totally on top of it. And I had like baby books and stuff. A couple years ago, my son Charles says, Mom, Nickelback sucks. So I pulled out the baby book and wrote in the major milestones, Charles thinks Nickelback sucks. But when he was 10 years old and set the bamboo forest on fire, I wrote in uppercase letters, I'm worried I might have a young Joseph Stalin on my hands. Anyway, that's it. That is it.
Hey, thanks for coming. Invite your little Stalin anytime you want.
I don't know if any parent doesn't go through a moment of wondering if their kid's psychopath. Like, I really hope that is a normal feeling that parents get, because it certainly has been a thought of mine.
I think so. I mean, I don't have a kid. I once raised a bunch of seamen, but that's about it. Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty
No,
sure
not
my parents
jizz.
thought I
The
was a
things with the
psychopath.
packets. I don't raise my jizz. You guys are gross. Anyways, but yeah, you just gotta, of course, they do something weird. You overanalyzing it, and you're like, well, they're a sociopath. Obviously, it's my problem.
obviously, like that's straight up me. Like there was one time my kid like goes out at nighttime to get a blanket out of my car because he didn't put his bedclothes in the dryer in time for bed. So I'm like, man, I'm not gonna let my kid sleep without a blanket, right? Like that would be horrible. So I'm like, go on, baby, go take like some of my stuff out of my nice like rig that I always sleep in. Totally normal stuff. Anyway, he goes out there and it's like pissing rain at like it's wind and wind and rain storm, like advisory. He goes out, he grabs the blanket, and then comes back in the house and goes to bed. And then the next morning, I wake up and I go out to my car and it's fucking soaked. And I'm like, yo, Marshall, like my car's wet. And he's like, oh yeah, I saw their windows down last night and that everything was in there getting wet. And I was like, you just went to bed? And he was like, yeah, I thought I didn't want to bug you. And I'm like I actually for like a week, I went to therapy and I was like, why would my kid do this to me? Like
he considered your emotions. He didn't want to bother you. You were sleeping. It's fine. Like, he was very considerate. He just didn't think about the car's feelings. He didn't think about the car's
that kid bugs me like 150,000 times a day. Like, just to say, I mean, you witnessed.
Okay.
Anyway,
one more story about how your kids are a sociopath. Okay, so there's this one time I'm hanging out with Fox, and I'm like, dude, help me out over here, dude. I'm just, come on, man. Like, we're in the storm. I'm almost near the line. Don't heal me in the storm, Fox. Carry me and throw me out of the storm and then heal me. I already have a med pack. Don't kill yourself and me while you're trying to save us both in Fortnite. But besides that, he's a great kid. He listens pretty well. He takes great direction. I was trying to make it go a little longer, but then I was like, fuck, you can't really hide the fact. Like, why would I be crawling around Fox? And it's a weird thing. Anyways, Gary Hughes is coming in. Who's up next? I think it's Noah Saunders. Is that who's going?
It is.
Noah Saunders and this famous chair that lets him sit on it.
I'm just happy that like it's getting easier and easier for me to convince people to come in without having to solicit myself. Thank you, Noah. Like really, I was figuring out how to be creative today.
Noah only took like a little bit of a picture of a side boob, and he's here.
Yeah.
And the chair needed at least needed a dowry, but it's a story for another time.
That smile. You have the best smile, Noah.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Kathy.
You do. You have a great smile.
Right there.
He does. He's very cute.
All right. I'll bet flirting is not part of your time. Thanks for coming, Noah.
Thank you so much. Great to be here with Don Bon at the premier midday Zoom mic in North America. I don't know. Oh, so we've all had lots of time to take in all the media we could have ever dreamed of, right? We're during this like never-ending dystopian summer vacation situation. I watched the movie Basic Instinct for the first time during this, and if you don't know it, it's a movie that was made famous in the early 90s for a scene in which Sharon Stone quickly uncrosses, then recrosses her legs, thus exposing her bare vagina to these two cops who are interrogating her. And early in the movie, they allude to Sharon Stone's character as having done her undergrad in psychology. And then like midway through, Michael Douglas is like, she has a degree in screwing with people's heads. Like, bro, you can't stop the criminal because she has a BA in psychology. Jesus. Try harder. So there's Zoom comedy is a thing. I've developed a lot of stuff on Zoom. I like it. It's a lot better than not doing stand-up at all. But there are some comics that are like really anti-Zoom comedy. And I get that. I get why you might be viscerally opposed to this and not be into it. But there are some that are like really vocally against it. Like, fuck Zoom. I would never do Zoom comedy, even still. And I just want to say that at least some of these comics aren't nearly good enough to be this pretentious about where they perform their comedy. Like, you can only do your bit about how your cat has AIDS in a theater in the round. You can't say that shit into a MacBook Air. It's fine. Try some one-liners. Network a little bit. What else? I got heckled on Zoom recently for the first time. That was good by some fucking lunatic. It's I'm not prepared to be heckled on Zoom. Plus, I'm on my phone. I had to scroll like 3 times to like find the person. You got like, and also like I'm in my home. I'm drinking peppermint tea. Jesus, have some decency. I actually have a laptop, and but I got used to doing this on my phone for whatever reason. So I can only see 3 faces at once. So each time I scroll through and I'm just like, which 3 faces am I going to seek validation from today? So I try to get I don't know. I change it up. A little bit. I used to live in DC for a while. I worked at a restaurant there, and there was a girl there who I worked with who went to Gallaudet University, which, if you don't know, it's the premier school for deaf students in the United States. Just like it's a college, but everybody's deaf. And she could hear, but she wanted to learn sign language, maybe become an educator, translator. So like study abroad, immersion type deal. She was there for a semester. And then she had a friend she'd always see around campus, and they would sign, not like a super good friend, but like an acquaintance-y type friend. And then one day this girl came to the restaurant, and my coworker was like, "Oh my God, you can hear?" And the other girl was like, "Oh my God." And apparently they had just been signing to each other they had no idea they were like the same thing. And that, yeah, they were just like 2 fully able people that could hear. I don't know. Just a trippy thing I observed one time. I'm trying to get something out of that. 3 minutes. Let's see. I feel like the word racist is the only word in the English language where it sounds worse if you say they're not it versus they're it. So if I was having lunch with some people and somebody was like, "Oh, this is Sarah," and they were like, "She's not racist," I'd be like, "Oh fuck, I don't need this right now." But if she was like, "She's racist," and Sarah was like, "Guilty," I'd be like, "Oh fuck, this could be interesting lunch. I'm here for this." I used to live in South Korea. I got into stand-up there, ironically, and then I wanted to do one last little showcase in Seoul before I came back. And I had some time to kill. I was just in a hostel by myself, and I was on Tinder, obviously. And then I matched with this woman. She was like, "Come over like right away." I was like, "Oh, sweet." She was gorgeous. And then she was like, "I'm a prostitute, by the way, a sex worker." I was like, "Oh, now I understand why this is moving so quickly." And anyway, I didn't do it. I'm not into that, but I was curious. I did ask her how much it was. It was $300, which I later learned was the industry standard. But it wasn't for me, so I decided to see Book of Mormon instead. And it was spectacular. That's my time. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks for coming. Whoop. Yeah, I was thinking earlier, like I've never seen a comedy book that was written by like a comedian that's like that anyone knows about anymore. Because that John Voorhees guy he's infiltrated our groups, so he's doing the comics toolbox guy, and then I was like, well, the only thing that comes close, I don't know if I can't see it, but anyways, I'll send a picture of it later or something, but it's comedy writing for late night TV by Joe Toplin. It's the closest thing you can get. He wasn't a comedian, but he actually fucking wrote for a late night show. So if you want to write like a late night hack, it's a pretty good book. It's got some good, just basic writing. What do you call it? Like make a list of words and kind of like make connection between them. Just stuff like that to kind of think differently. But besides that, fuck late night TV. But I'll put a little info blurb in the chat when next person goes up. Because I was just thinking about it because we were talking about writing. Let's be helpful, right, Dawn? Helpful. You're muted again. Your thing. Jiggle the thing.
Cussing you out again.
Jiggle the mic thing. It's because you ordered the cheapest webcam that came with a mic, and I was like, yeah, it's the cheapest. It
It got
works.
here in a day, okay?
Yeah, it's
Amazon-
great. It's great for what it
Amazon
is.
Prime.
It's a little wide. The angle's a tiny bit wide, but that's about it.
I just wanted to tell Noah a story to make him feel better, because there was a time that I traveled to Scotland by myself in pursuit of love, and it didn't work out. So I went on Tinder to find new love, obviously. That date turned out to be really expensive as well, because I woke up in the hospital with all of my belongings gone. So that was fun. That's a real story. It's actually a really funny story, but it's better to just leave it with no context.
How about you write that? Maybe this should be write that down as a note, and then just remember to rant to yourself about that later on paper with pen, and then that's called writing. A lot of people in this Facebook group seem to think that you could just anyways.
I don't want to be the person that throws shade, but what is with this girl posting her TikTok videos? Can she please stop? Like, I woke up at like 3 in the morning and I'm like, what is going on here? It's
report it. There's more than one admin now. There's more than just Nico. I should call him Luco for a second. Yeah, there's more than just Luco out there. So if you report it, they'll get rid of it because they've gotten rid of all the memes. I'm so happy. It's been memeless for weeks. Don't make that face, Abigail. This isn't a meme group.
He kept up the post that stated that I was dead. Yeah, the really good.
It's great. It's a joke. Happening. It's not a meme. It's like a liven it up a little bit. She's dead inside.
Inside.
Anyone who has ever even seen me knows that it's really not that far from the truth anyway. So
I'm dead, bruh.
I'm dead, bruh. Michelle, did you get your unemployment check yet? Are you still on hold?
I still have not gotten it, and it's processing.
Damn. All right, well, let's throw in your Venmo after this, and let's help Michelle go.
Let's process some funnies, you guys. Michelle.
I think that my superpower is having to pee the minute my time starts. Like, my bladder instantly contracts. The theme of this show is kind of rumors, and I was really excited because I actually keep like a little notebook of conspiracy theories that I want to insert into the internet. So here goes. The first is that the reason why Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl is directly related to Bill Belichick not accepting the Presidential Medal of Honor. It's convoluted. Here's the string. So Bill Belichick was with the Patriots where Tom Brady was. Tom Brady, initials TB, goes to Tampa Bay, TB, okay? Wheels are turning, right? Bill Belichick says, I don't want your Presidential Medal of Honor. Trump says, okay, fine, the fix is in. He calls Roger Goodell. They throw the whole game. All right, let me try an easier concept. I'm going to start a rumor that Hulk Hogan is the official state bird of Florida.
Actual. I just looked it up. It's facts. It's a fact.
I'm going to start actually, I don't think this is a rumor. So I recently watched Cinderella by Rodgers and Hammerstein, and it's got Brandy singing in it. And there's this clip that went viral about Whitney Houston trying to coach Brandy on how to sing so she wouldn't sound like a hot wreck. And it occurred to me that the only reason why Brandy got that role is because Ray J sacrificed himself as the BBC for Hollywood's Illuminati BBC Society. I know that there were a lot of initials in there, but trust me, these things will make sense. You hear them now. When you put on the foil hat, it will all be crystal clear. what else do I have about rumors? Actually, this isn't a rumor. It's more like a marketing ploy from Boda Box. And they always talk about have a Boda adventure. And it's always, it says taste the adventure. And then there's this imagery of hot air balloons and brunches on yachts and the Kentucky Derby. And, a real Boda Box adventure is like you on the couch with no pants on watching Parks and Rec. Or maybe with your best friend stealing a sign because it says Spatchcock Way at 1 a.m. I don't know. Let's see, what else can we talk about? I'm really shocked that you guys did not buy into some of my conspiracy theories. But, like a lot of people are misunderstood. A lot of times we don't know people's real genius until it's too late. Oh, I'm going to start a rumor that Rush Limbaugh died. Too soon? Okay.
Not soon enough. I don't know.
I did, I'm older. I don't like to give away my age, but I do remember a time when irons didn't turn themselves off. So if you left home and the iron was plugged in, you just came home to a pile of rubble. Like, a lot of people take that for granted nowadays. Everything turns itself off, and it didn't. Like, it stayed live and hot the whole time. So, but anyway, when I was growing up, there was this movie called Reefer Madness, and it was about all of the evils of doing marijuana. It was a propaganda film. And they say, they're showing it in schools, elementary schools, churches, Girl Scouts. So here I am, 8 years old, and they're saying things like, if you smoke marijuana, you'll do terrible things, you'll kill somebody. Or if you think you like marijuana, just wait till you try heroin. And I'm 8 years old, and I'm like, wow, what's heroin? Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks so much for listening. Have a good day.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, Michelle, can I just say something really quick? My friend on Facebook today, he's like, fuck Rush Limbaugh. I hope he rots in hell. And I'm like, wow. That was his status.
I once saw an article. It says Rush Limbaugh apologizes for everything. And it was like a really heartfelt apology. It's just like point for point, just like, I've really just been spreading all this fear and anger and hate. And I really apologize for it. I was like, wow, that's really touching. And then I scroll down a little further. TheOnion.com. God fucking damn it, you guys are good. God damn it, you're good. That is the best joke ever because he literally would never do that ever. Oh my God. It's just like so heartfelt. So amazing. Like I was almost touched. I was literally like, Jesus, people can like turn around like that and like fucking like just like wake up one day and just like see the light. Nope. Let me see. I'm just doing some math right here.
Math? Meth or math?
Math.
Okay, so for those who weren't doing the math at home, Michelle said that when she was growing up, there was a movie called Reefer Madness. She doesn't like to say her age because she's around 85 years old. She's 85 years old. That propaganda film came out in that propaganda film. It came out in 1936.
They played it when I was in school.
What do you mean they played it when you were in school?
Michelle has the best hair ever.
What do you mean they played it when you were in school?
She does, yeah.
As a thing?
Abigail has
good hair during health class. Yes.
I have too many questions. Yeah. How old was your teacher?
It was the curriculum. I mean.
No, how old was your teacher?
It's
I'm doing math here.
Question. Don't answer it.
It's not a trick question. How old was your teacher?
He's doing math here.
I don't know. I went to
but did they have were their eyes like really old and sad? And did they talk slower?
40s.
40s?
Yeah, I'd have to say if I had to guess. I guess.
That actually kind of checks out. Anyways, that's a lot of good math right there.
I
You did a
don't.
lot of
I
good
don't
math
believe
The
today.
math checks
that
out.
Von Traeger
It
did
checks
any
out.
math.
Jason Osborne's doing the math
his
over there. He's like,
life.
she was 20 years old.
You could have researched the
No.
iron comment, but no, you
I
have to
had
do
one of
the-
those. That's not that old. That's not old thing. I had one of those.
Okay, Von Traeger, do the math on this. How many days of writing will it take you to be nearly as funny as Abigail Nolan?
Oh God.
Don't make me
Guys,
answer that.
What an intro.
Thanks for coming, Abigail.
Hi guys. You're probably wondering what you're doing in my bedroom. This is actually my audition tape to be a Real Housewife. This is what you would get. I'm actually severely I'm in the hot mess today. I am severely hungover. Yeah, I redecorated. Isn't it nice? No, I got really drunk and I did shrooms yesterday after I did acid over the weekend. So I'm gonna have to be sober for a couple of weeks. It was Mardi Gras, so you're allowed to do debaucherous dumb shit here for Mardi Gras, except travel here or go to bars. Can't do any of that, but you can get drunk into somebody else's lawn, which really resonates with me. Rush Limbaugh died. Super happy about that. I love celebrating death. Do you guys enjoy people dying? Because it's neat. It's fun. You guys should. Especially when it's people like that. I actually don't know anything that Rush Limbaugh has done because I'm just so young and youthful. I know Michelle's real age. I'm not going to tell you guys because that's rude, but also because we made out one time and I still think about it all the time. I love you, Michelle, so much. No, nobody tells you how fucking cool drugs are. That's the thing. Whenever you're growing up and you're doing those DARE programs, they don't sit there and be like, no, it's super tight. You do drugs and you feel cool. They don't do that. And they should. That's how peer pressure wins because drugs are cool. Dawn died this week. That was really funny. See, death is amazing. It resurrected her. It was great. I love lying. I love starting rumors. No, that's just a character flaw. Just a character flaw. That's for fucking sure. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, I was reminded of a really stupid joke that I used to tell about every time I go to a sex store, I'm reminded of my ex. And you're just angry, get over it. No, I'm reminded of my ex every time I go to a sex store just because it was hard for me to get over him. Not because I was in love with him or we had kids together, cats. It's mainly because his dick was so big and it's hard to get over somebody when they have a big dick, And it's just romantic. But whenever I went to the sex store, I couldn't find one that was his ethnicity. So now I'm stuck with the biggest, blackest dick. In this room, in this world, I have it. I just love throwing it out on the table. No, after the breakup, it was really difficult for me because I hate dating apps just so fucking much. They're not for me. I don't enjoy them. It's because I get asked a bunch of random ass fucking questions. And ladies, I'm sure that you have been asked this question several times over. Here's a little bit of math for you guys. How many baby carrots can you fit inside of your vagina? I fall for it every time, guys. I've been doing a lot of Kegel since the breakup though. So it's just one. You guys have seen the video? Yeah, it's still number 2 on Pornhub this week. I didn't realize that I was going to be dating foodies at all. That's always super strange because they get really into what they're taking pictures of. And my body is a cornucopia. That's a John Mayer song, right? My body's a cornucopia. Yeah. Fucking Wonderland, baby. Yes. But
oh my God.
He's just gonna be sitting there, he's gonna be taking pictures. This is a lot of imagery. You're welcome. But like, what is he gonna like? What if he gets into it and he's just like, this needs sauce. This needs fucking sauce. What is he gonna use? Ranch? Demon? God, it's a beautiful image. Now every time that I go to the gynecologist, legally, I have to say, "What's up, doc?" You're probably like asking yourself, like, Abigail, who was this man? Like, I want to marry him. Like, why wouldn't you? It's Yosemite Sam. Fucking wild. I know. I found him. He's mine, ladies. Back off. This ad has been brought to you guys by the Hunger Games. So thank you guys.
Funny stuff.
Oh, Abigail really does highlight what it must be like to be single and without children. Mardi Gras sounds so much fun. Like so much fun.
I blacked out and somebody came over to my house.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Right.
Speaking of Mardi Gras, what's the weirdest dildo have you ever seen? So, why aren't you also spotlighted? God damn.
The weirdest dildo? Is that what you said?
The tentacle ones.
I feel like Dawn's gotten a lot of weird ones. Have you ever gotten the Avatar one? The one from the Avatar movie, the aliens? The blue.
Oh,
no.
yeah. Those are neat. I want to connect my hair with someone. That's romance. Feel their essence.
like you mean like the actual movie technology? No, I mean it was shaped like their weird alien penises that we never saw. There's a lot of different versions of that because you could just make it whatever you want it to be because we didn't actually ever see those. I don't think a lot of them are weird and like spindly shaped. Some have like little like flower things at the end of the tips of them.
I was walking with my husband through a sex shop and I saw a double. It was like just
double-sided,
two penises. I was like,
going through my sex drawer right now.
Man.
Yeah. My thing is always with the double-sided is like, don't you need a third person to steady the nexus? Don't you need like an assistant, like a dildo assistant?
Yeah,
because I feel
would
like
be way too uptight.
This is the dildo assistant.
Oh, that's the dildo assistant. All right, that makes sense. So someone's strapping half of it on.
Abigail is
that how that works?
The new like Sue Johansson. She's gonna do the late night talk
We need
show.
a new one, don't we? Because like Sue can barely lift those things anymore.
I have a mic on Monday nights, guys. Self plug.
So, my ex-boyfriend from when I was like 14 messaged me and told me that he's watching, and I think that's really cute for a lot of reasons, but he also reminded me on Valentine's Day when he was tagged in his post that I haven't had a Valentine's Day as cute as when I was 14, and really, really sad, kind of, but he's great, and he owns a vegan butchery.
No, wait a second. You are skipping a very important detail here. What is your cutest Valentine's Day that you had at 14?
Okay, so I used to eat a lot of chocolate and peanut butter, and damn it, I'll get to that too. That's a big. What
happened? What happened? Let's see. I want to point by point. So he picked you up in his tricycle. You guys rolled down to the soda fountain, and you guys played Dance Dance Revolution? Like what? What was the date? Like what is this?
So at that time in my life, I did actually play a lot of Dance Dance Revolution.
You're avoiding the topic. I said I want to point by you. Every time you open your mouth, you're not answering the question. So I want to hear what happened on this date. The dates started. He's arrived. What did he bring? What's happening?
I mean, I don't remember specifics.
All right.
I
Okay. God damn you to hell. Okay. If you don't remember specifics, you have
a lot.
All right. Stop. You have until the next. You have two comics. You can think of all the details. I want detailed details.
I'm not gonna.
You guys
know
are
how
like
much marijuana? You know how much marijuana I've smoked since then? I'm not going to remember.
No, but see, here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
But I remember peanut butter chocolate and spaghetti. That's what I remember. And I haven't had peanut butter
He
chocolate
served
and
you
spaghetti on
peanut
a
butter-
Valentine's Day.
He served you peanut butter and chocolate and spaghetti. What, on his 14-year-old body, or just at his house? Like what? Where was
He
this?
wasn't 14.
How
We're not
old
gonna
was
talk
he?
about that. We're not going to talk about that.
Old enough.
That's
now.
why she's
Or
avoiding the
14.
details. We've narrowed in on why she won't give any details here.
As a teen.
Wow. Anyways,
Man.
who's up next after that unsuccessful trove of gossip? Jesus is hell on earth.
Yeah, Don, you brought it up, but then you give up on us.
Yeah, motherfucker, what are you doing?
I didn't
I'm so
even
glad
talk
you're
about
muted.
gossip.
Anyways, who's up next? Let's see. We had Abigail. We have Devin
She's
up
not
next.
going
She's
to
making
make
faces.
that's all.
There we go. Up next, we have Devin Flynn, while Dawn Pierce gets her shit together,
My
tells me
stupid
these
fucking
juicy
system.
details. Because how has no one just served you two food items on a Valentine's Day in how many years?
It's a
Just
sad life,
what?
man.
I'll serve you
Sad.
dumb food on a plate. Come over here. I won't even date you. I'll just serve you food on Valentine's Day. Jesus. Wish you could see how sad this apartment is.
Damn.
Anyways, Devin Flynn.
Peanut butter and
Peanut
This show's
butter.
been fucking off the walls there. So
Thanks for coming.
we're talking rumors and secrets, and just a while ago we were talking dildos. So I don't even know where to start, but I think I want to start by breaking some barriers and coming clean. I know I may look like a good-looking white man, but I'm here to show support for Manisha. I am also a black lesbian, so solidarity. It's 2021. Don't fucking assume whatever the fuck I just said. Don was talking about apparently men have roach smelling secret powers. I don't smoke pot, but I grew up in rural BC, and my dad would always try to hide the pot he was smoking so I can pick it up fucking kilometers away. That's right, kilometers away, my American friends, which is way more impressive. But apparently men have other secret powers. I learned recently that shaving my beard has the amazing ability to highlight one's balding forehead. So that's a shitty power I'm not very happy for. Give it a couple days, I'll have my beard back. So we're talking rumors. I started a rumor. I spread a rumor a couple weeks ago that Gorilla Glue can be used in place of hair products, and it's pretty ridiculous. Like, no one's that stupid, right? I'm a little pissed off. I think Rosanny is gone.
Oh my God.
I'm just double checking here. Because a few of us, did anybody else notice this? What looked like a stripper pole in her room? Like, and her mom came in, so I can only imagine her mom was doubly disappointed in her daughter. Like, it's rare that a parent thinks an online career in comedy is the good choice. And to be fair, I also came up with that joke before she had mentioned she was in a wheelchair, so now I'm even more because her upper body strength must mean she can do some sick fucking pole dancing moves.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at this, lest I come off as an asshole. But people think making jokes about people in wheelchairs is punching down. Of course it is. They can't help it. They're physically lower than me. Again, I feel like I wouldn't be as bad here if she was present. So this is on her. And she was really quick to leave, which is funny because I've never known people in wheelchairs to get anywhere fast or quick. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Yeah, I love people in wheelchairs. Because again, Rosanny would appreciate these jokes. I know it. Shut up! Don't tell me. I just think I just want to make fun of her and pull her hair because I think she's funny and cute. And shut up. I'll leave it at this. For the wheelchair. Oh, I'm still going. I have respect for people in wheelchairs. They can't help it. In fact, I tried my hand at wheelchair basketball, and I got to tell you guys, it's harder than it looks. Those wheelchairs are heavy and hard to throw. Which is funny because like my teammates weren't really thrilled that I scored most of the points. In fact, I think one of them is still hung up on the net. So We're talking rumors. We're talking stuff here. I graduated from my local university. I have a bachelor's of environmental planning, so it's kind of like community development. One of the first things we learned is it's not like SimCity at all, unless you go into mode where you have an earthquake, a flood, and fucking Bowser's coming. That's actually quite accurate. You just inherit a bunch of problems, and people go, fix it. And let's be honest, we have our work cut out for us these days. So I'm doing comedy instead. That's too much. While I was studying up at the university, I came across a buddy of mine. This is a true story. He wanted to quit smoking. So we came to an agreement. He said, Devin, anytime you catch me smoking, can you punch me in the gut? I'm like, okay. Like, you realize what you're asking, right? This is a true story. And he's like, yeah, he was dedicated in quitting, except he became a little bitch anytime I caught him. So it was funny, like, I'm not really a violent guy, despite all the jokes I said before. So anytime I saw him, I came off as like this badass because anybody he was smoking with didn't know the agreement we had. Yeah, I see the sign. They didn't know the agreement we set out. All they saw was me coming up to him and saying, Jason, time to take your medicine. Ugh! And he wouldn't say, just take it. I'd catch him again. It's like, oh, Devin, please, no. It's like, Jason, you knew what this was, man. Ugh! I'd catch him again. Jason, come on, man. You know, you knew what you were signing up for. And like, I come off as like this mafia guy. And that's the best way a rumor ever got started. Except the one time he cheated off me, he plagiarized my paper, and I decked him in the face. And, I don't know where to go from there, but yeah, dude should know better. He wasn't a very good student, and he still smokes. So that's my time. Thank you very much.
For coming. Whoops. Gordon Lightfoot.
I don't know if I appreciate or am offended that Devin is not in a bathtub for this mic. Like, and he shaved. Like, he really fucking got ready to be on screen. Like, this is not.
I think Devin needs to get one of those like old man bathtubs that has like the door to walk into it, so that you can like sit down
upstairs.
You have one of those upstairs because then you could like sit down and then your camera could be level, because like the weird thing is that like when you're in the other bathtub, you're like laying down. It's not a very flattering angle. That's my only thing. But a sitting old man tub, he's so excited. This is amazing. I have to add a spotlight to all this fury. Like,
I'm just getting like
that's
enraged.
amazing.
I'm getting
That's
enraged
amazing.
watching him run through an obvious like house that has many floors and real appliances and like.
There you go. There's the.
Wow, yeah, she like backed out. That's the mic.
It's like, I don't want to see it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm so mad. No, it's pretty
Oh
obvious.
my god.
Like,
All right.
live
Yeah.
in rural BC and not like Vancouver.
So all you gotta do is get like a C arm coming out of the window, or you gotta like I don't know, get a little shelf under the shower thing, and that's like the perfect Zoom setup.
I could do comedy in that, whatever you guys want.
Oh man, dude.
You need one of those stair climbers that you sit on and it just carries you up the banister.
Now this is just a tour of Devin's house. This is welcome to Hot Mess. This is.
I'm also gonna go check the mail.
This is show us your crib.
Hot mess crib.
Thanks for coming. Oh man.
All right, up next,
that was
Gary has been ignoring us because we're full of shit.
Gary, what team are you playing as on Madden right now?
He's playing Xbox.
I just turned it off.
He's texting his folks.
I was
Team were you
playing
playing
yard. I was no team.
Oh, there's no
Yeah.
team. All right.
They have like
Fancy shit.
they have like a little game on there. It's like almost like Blitz, where you can play Madden like Blitz. You can throw it back, pitch it back. It's like a 6-on-6.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you're like faster game. Yeah.
Thanks for trying to be cool.
I don't know. No.
I'm sorry, I had no Pokemon or D&D.
No. The only sports game I liked was it was Sega Soccer Slam, and because then like the teams had like superpowers after you like did some like power move shit, and then like all your team would like light on fire and you do some like crazy Kamehameha shit and kick the ball in the goal. I like some sports games when they have superpowers. But anyways, thanks for coming, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like didn't know it would be so easy to get you here. I was just like,
Oh, it wasn't at all. I just happened to like get home and look at that and saw it on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that mic. And then I was like, well, it's like an hour ago, so let me just see if they. No. Gary, don't put easy and me in the same sentence. It doesn't work that way. There's nothing easy I do. I want to say for my Valentine's, the most cutest thing I came up with is I go get a 5-pound bill, right? Preferably the Queen, not Winston Churchill on it. I get a 5-pound bill and I put it in the card and I say, my heart pounds 5 times faster when I'm around you. Genius. It's like a wordplay currency and you get 5 pounds. That's like $7. So anyway, that's what I did. That's something I came up with years ago for Valentine's Day. So that's how creative I am. I don't know what your 14-year-old Valentine's 30-year-old man did for you, but I did a great thing. He like, I bought her a go-kart. You know what I'm saying? I treat my baby. What kind of light up shoes you want, girl? Shit. Get the whole rack. I know. I hated that in high school. Is that because they say women mature mentally faster than men or guys. Period. So the women in high school like didn't want nothing to do with me. So I had to compete with this 25-year-old post office worker that's not even at my high school. I was like, fuck, man. He already has an apartment and everything. I'm just at my mom's house drinking Mountain Dew. I'm like, how am I gonna compete with that guy? Guy, go mess with someone your own age, man. Get out. Why is he hanging out at our school? Making us look so bad, man. Yes, okay, he could go off campus for lunch. So what? Nah. I hated those dudes, man. I hated those dudes. They're everywhere, though. They're everywhere. They're still here. To this day.
Oh my God.
Anyway, but that's just what am I talking about? Oh, for this Valentine's Day, I have a girlfriend now. For this Valentine's Day, I went, I got her some See's candy, of course. I got her some See's candy. It took 40 minutes. Very strict at the See's candy line. A lady kept coming out. Everybody, single file line. If you have a mobile order or online order, follow me. And I was like, yo, this is the meanest Willy Wonka factory ever, bro. I hate this factory. Yo, you some mean little people. You just got to be little just to work at a chocolate shop. You know what I did? I realized what my girlfriend does with See's candy. She doesn't eat the chocolates. She takes a bite out of every chocolate. I thought it was a mouse that got in the chocolate. I go look at the chocolates. I'm like, yo, it must be a mouse because they took a bite out of every chocolate. And she's like, that's how I eat the chocolates. I was like, yo, what the fuck? You just fucked up the whole box of chocolates. You just eat one chocolate. That's what I'm saying. Big red flag. Forrest Gump said life is like a box of chocolates. When you black, your white girlfriend eats every chocolate. Like, what is happening? She was like, yo, I hate that you bit into every fucking chocolate. She had no idea how mad I was about that chocolate. I made it seem like it was no big deal, but deep down I was like, wow, this is the last box of chocolate you're getting from Gary Hughes. I tell you that. I ain't got no jokes, man. I really don't have no jokes. I wonder if there's another profession where you could say stuff like that. Like, is a magician go up, but I ain't really got no tricks for y'all tonight. I'm just kind of just chilling tonight. Abracadabra. Let's see. You guys are talking about vibrators. I always had an idea for having like a guest vibrator, like with like wipes on the side in case someone came over and they were lonely at your house. I remember the first time I went. I tag team with the vibrator and had sex with a woman, right? Because I always wanted to, I thought it was like go 70-30 on the yard work kind of thing. And I was going down on her and I was like, where you want me to put the bullet vibrator? She's like, put it at the top. And I was already at the clit. I was already at the top floor. You know what I'm saying? I was already at the penthouse. And I was like, ain't no more floors around here. This is not Dubai. So I just let it vibrate on my forehead for like 15 minutes. I had the most throbbing headache after I ate this vagina out. I was like, yo, I'm not eating pussy no more. Or everywhere I go, I had to take like 2 Excedrins just to eat some pussy. I'm like, I gotta eat some pussy? You're like, why are you taking those 2 Tylenols? I'm about to eat some pussy. Anyway, that's all, man. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Oh my God. So funny.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks.
Just beautiful.
I
This
looked
has
up.
been the
I tried to
funniest
find.
night.
Tried to find another
For
soccer
real.
game. All I could find was Alpaca Ball on Switch. I can't find any good soccer games on Switch. All they have is like you just play as 2 teams of alpacas. So if you have any good,
won't-
if you have any good superpowered soccer games,
Rocket League.
yeah, but you're a car. I want to be a person. And,
Cars play way better soccer than people.
You are right. You could do flips and shit. It is kind of crazy. I guess I should try to get into it again. I don't know. I don't like the little kids
gosh.
styling on me. Anyways.
If you guys like post that I'm dead after this mic, like it might not be a rumor. Like I don't even know if my cheeks can handle what's coming up next. But we got Carrie Cool Trip hanging out, pacing. He's got
Thanks
a
for
better
coming.
microphone today. He had to buy new headphones last week. We couldn't hear. It was whack. Wacky doodles,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks for coming.
Let's
Hey, thank you guys
Venmo
for having
Carrie
me.
at the end as a fund for his new headphones to be participants at this mic today.
I do need the. I had to take them back, man. Like I couldn't. They wasn't pairing right with this cheap phone. I was like, dang, man. That's what I get for going to DD's discount. You can't trust a place named that. That shit is sad, man. We got the snow out here in Dallas. I'm loving it. I went outside this morning. It looked like Boston out here. Shit is nice. I don't know about you guys, but like I'm about to get real random now, so keep up. So I've been called a slur twice in my life. And I got to tell you guys how this happened. The first time I got called a slur was the first time I shot a gun with my redneck friend's dad, right? We was way in the country, middle of nowhere. He had a machine gun, right? I didn't like the fact that we started this shit off bad. We was drinking Kentucky Deluxe and Bud Ice beer. And then his daddy said, he had this big ass gun. I said, what's that? He said, it's a machine gun. Check it out. He threw the gun at me, which I think is against everything about cuz I couldn't believe it. I caught the shit was so heavy. I had to power clean this shit off the ground. And so I started shooting, the machine gun. That shit got power. It was like, and I was so scaredly excited. I couldn't stop. I tried to let it go because I was scared. And his daddy yelled at me, stop, put it down, you black cocksucker. I couldn't believe he called me that. That honestly hurt my feelings. He called me a black cocksucker. Do you know how disrespectful that is? Oh my God. I'm mad that was the first thing that came to mind. After he's the one that actually threw the gun at me, which was flagrant foul number 1. Shit is crazy. The second time I was called a slur, this was a group event this time. So I used to live in Denton, Texas, right? So me and my boy was high off dabs. Oh my God. I'm never doing dabs again. I was so high, I didn't even know who I was. I couldn't tie my shoes anymore. I was just like, I was trapped in something. And so me and him was in the garage because his hot water heater had broke, right? So me and him, high off dabs, was trying to light the tank with a propane tank. This is what we was doing out here. We had a lighter and a propane and a water heater. None of this is okay. The only reason we didn't burn 3/3 of Denton is because his girlfriend came in there. It was like, hey, what are you 2 cat dildos doing in there? I couldn't believe that's what the first thing she thought they called us. Cat dildos. Do you know how bad you have to have been fucking up in life for somebody to call you a cat dildo? I don't even know what that means. I couldn't believe it. I feel special. Like I couldn't. Oh man. Low-key, I'm some type of Hall of Famer because I used to live with my grandparents, right? And I got kicked out of my grandparents' house on Thanksgiving Day. of last year. Thanksgiving Day. You know how special of a disappointment you got to be to get put out on a national holiday? Shit is wild out here, man. I used to be in Boy Scouts too, believe it or not. Yeah, you guessed right. I was the only black kid in there. The only reason why I agreed to do it, because it was it was rich white people running it. I'm being straight up with you. Every Tuesday, they gave us the best food and snacks. I never seen so many different flavors of honey buns. I thought it was just one. they got the peach cobbler flavor. They had the damn cinnamon pecan. I thought it was just a little daddy. I didn't know they had the gourmet shit. I didn't do none of the white activities. I remember they taught us how to build tree houses and shit. I didn't pay attention to that. I was too busy eating the damn grilled chicken avocado wraps that they was selling us. We was 10 years old. You know, that's a lot of money. This what made me quit. This what made me quit. For Mr. Johnson, he was the head of the troop. And when they got us in a group and they was teaching us how to tie different ropes and knots. And he kept looking at me the whole time he was doing it. I said, he doing different knots and around and then looking at me. I said, no, sir, I quit. I called my grand. I said, I am in danger. Please come get me. That's what I told her. Shit. Because 10-year-old Carrie back then was a little hornball. Like I wasn't fucking, but I had a crush on Michelle Trachtenberg. You remember her? I had a crush on her.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't. I was like, I can't die, man. Me and Michelle ain't made out. Oh shit, that's sad. I'm about to get out of here, man. This is the saddest thing I did. This is why I'm single. Like I think my approach to girls is all the way off. So I went to this outdoor mall right here in Dallas, right? And my goal was to drive around, pretty much seeing whoever the prettiest chick was outside, and I was gonna roll up on her and try to get her number. This was a plan I came up with. So I pretty much I was driving around in circles, stalking hot chicks and walking to the stores. How sad is that? And I seen one I liked, and I went inside of Victoria's Secret, which was a bad idea to go buy yourself. It was a girl shopping for underwear, and I was flirting with her. She said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Nothing. I'm just buying my sister some panties. What's your name?" This is what I Thank y'all, man. That's the saddest shit I've done. Thank y'all, man, for listening.
Thanks for coming.
All right. So here in Vancouver, we've been pretty down with marijuana for a while, which means that up until the pandemic, we also had smoke lounges and dab lounges. So yeah, I know all about those dabs. There's one fucking day I'm coming out of the dab bar, and my boyfriend is like, the dab bar is right outside of a pretty seedy area of downtown Vancouver with a public washroom that only like the homeless and drug addicted people go to. But my boyfriend's like, yo, man, David Suzuki just went in the bathroom. And I'm like, nah, you fucking high, man. Like, David Suzuki ain't going down there. What the fuck? But he did. It was David fucking Suzuki.
Who was that?
Huh?
Who's
sorry,
David Suzuki? That's a Canadian reference.
No, it's not.
Sorry.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is he
CBC, the
American?
nature of things.
I have no idea.
Who is this guy? Who is this
Yeah,
guy?
we don't know who the
Canadian?
fuck that
No,
dude
right here
is.
it literally says David Suzuki, the Canadian Encyclopedia. Like, who the fuck is this guy, Don? We're all American.
I really didn't think that like only Canadians would know who David Suzuki is. He's basically the Canadian David Attenborough. Like, what
You
the
just
fuck?
said that's why we don't know.
He's
He's
a
the
TV host,
Canadian
and he's like the
Attenborough.
advocate for like
Alright.
environmental.
David Attenborough is British. We all know who he is, motherfucker.
That's
Because
'cause
he's
we've all
British.
gotten
They
high
tried to-
watching Planet Earth.
All right,
Yeah, and
y'all
we
lay
took-
off
we took-
Dawn.
You know,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, she's dying.
it's America, Britain, everyone else. Like, we don't know what the
So,
fuck Canadian anything.
meeting David Suzuki is a pretty big fucking deal. But as you can see in those Google images, you can understand why I thought it was just another homeless guy going into that washroom and that I was just high as fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
and we're all the ignorant assholes here.
That's right.
I
That's
totally
right.
got
All
the
right.
reference.
Here we go. David Suzuki is going to be a guest on this show in 2 months. Is that going to be enough time?
Oh, I wish she didn't.
I think
even-
Dawn and David Suzuki should do a roast battle because she said
So
he looks like a homeless drug addict. We should give him.
I've got a photo with him, but hopefully Jeffrey is still alive over there. Jeffrey, hello.
Yeah.
Up next,
Jeffrey's
David
also
Suzuki.
he's also from Canada.
He is. He is.
Thanks for coming,
mean-
David.
It depends on who you ask, if he's a part of Canada or not.
Hey, thanks for coming, Jeffrey.
Thank you.
It's a Quebec reference, America.
Okay, teach us some more Canadian shit after the next comedian. Thanks for coming, Jeffrey Weinstein.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dawn. Miss Dawn.
Thank you.
This is for you.
Aw.
I'll give you my heart.
Thank you.
Okay. I wanted to
Oh,
send
see,
you,
now
I
I
wanted to
have-
send you virtual roses, but the internet was all out of them since a week before Valentine's Day. Can you believe it? All out of
Holy.
virtual roses. Couldn't order anything. Nothing. And you know, like the red and pink roses especially, no. Yellow roses just don't cut it. Have to be those like red or pink roses, you know? Yeah. And Carrie, what do you care what secrets Victoria has? You're not going to snare a woman that way, no how. I mean, you know, you got to find women the old fashioned way, drive around downtown. Like when I was in Cuba, I went out with these guys and they weren't shy at all. They wanted to find a woman. They drive up to a very good looking woman on the street in Santiago, Cuba. And the guy would just yell out, "Hey, baby, you want to suck my cock?" Problem is she didn't understand in English, but she got spooked anyway. And she I kind of looked the expression on her face like she didn't understand what he said, but she kind of got like his meaning anyway, that the guy was, you know, kind of not too sincere in his intentions, you know. You know, since COVID, we hear about a lot more people dying, but your minister probably never told you this, that nothing wrong with dying, nothing wrong with death, as long as it's the right people, you know, like Rush Limbaugh, and then a few weeks ago with Sheldon Adelson, you know, and it's like really funny. You don't find out all the bad shit they did till after they died. Like I knew he was some kind of a shithead, Republican shithead, but then when I read a whole write-up about him after he died, all the shit he did was like, giving millions of dollars to Netanyahu so he can kill a few more thousand Palestinians and, you know, shit like that. And, you know, owning casinos and like I have to wonder, like, they have it is like if, you know, hell will even accept these people, you know, Rush Limbaugh, Sheldon Adelson. Is there a special section of heaven for these people? You know, I hate to disappoint you, Shelley. There's no underage versions up there in heaven. You know, goddamn pedophile. You know, I like to mess with people's heads sometimes and purposely misspell my name, so they'll say, "Hey, I thought you done hung yourself in prison. What are you doing here?" You know? So, like with a name like Weinstein, I gotta watch my P's and Q's, you know. So, you know, I'm kind of like especially with women, I'm kind of like treading on thin ice. I gotta really watch myself. You know, and yeah, I should really change my name from Weinstein to Asperger. You know? Jeffrey Asperger. That would be more honest. Still a Jewish name, Asperger's. You know. Yeah. So you know, and like Rush Limbaugh was one of these guys who was against socialized medicine. He was against universal health care in the States, you know. But I mean, why do they call it universal health care? In all my years going to doctor's offices, never once did I see an alien patient in any of those places. You know, and, you know, I speak to one of my American friends down in South Carolina, and she says, oh, here you got socialized medicine up there. Yeah, our doctors are very sociable. We have very sociable medicine, but the doctors are very social. Says, well, Mabel, what are you complaining? Your doctors are social too. At least you get kissed before you get screwed. yeah. Yeah. So I mean, so last week was very interesting. You got to see again how chicken shit the Republicans are in the Senate. They couldn't convict the bastard, you know. Would it be too hard to vote not to acquit him? You know, it's like, is it so hard not to be demented? And they're gonna like, okay, well, I mean, but Georgia still got a hard on for him. So he was impeached, but not convicted. But when he goes to Georgia, I mean, they won't impeach him, but they'll definitely pellet his face with peaches. Not too peachy keen there. Trump.
Thank you. I thought you were gonna go in for like George, like he's gonna kiss his peach. He's gonna, you know, like grab his peach. Yeah, something. Yeah.
I think that we should orange him.
I think we should get a Men in Black brain wipe, because the word Trump, it's a good word. Trump card. Now you can't say it anymore. It's being like, so I want one of those. We should change his last name. That should be the real shame. Not that he can't be president. Well, he can do whatever he wants. His last name's Dickhead. Can we get like a funny Supreme Court or something? Like, I want like a only comedians on the Supreme Court.
Did you hear they blew up Trump Plaza?
Which one?
The one in Atlantic City today.
Oh, like they like demolished the whole building?
Yeah, they demolished it.
Nice.
Really?
That's fun. Because I was gonna say, if they did it in Chicago, that's crazy. Because like it's right next to the river, and like people live in that place.
Oh no, Trump doesn't own it anymore. So like the developers, yeah.
Because there's been a lot of people like throwing shit, yelling at it could be, and then they're like, "Whoa, people actually live in that. It's an apartment building, and people have been moving out, been trying to figure something." But yeah, there's a Trump building in Chicago there by the river. Yeah, it should be called Shithead Building or something. Anyways.
There's a Trump building here in Vancouver that's now boarded up, and I get a certain level of satisfaction every time I drive by that. Especially knowing like the market value of that bit, like it's not even like multi-million, it's probably a multi-billion-dollar building just sitting in Cole Harbor with boards up. Like, it's the best thing oh god. Yeah, it's the best.
Anyways, I hope Thomas Dykes isn't in a boarded up building.
It kind of does look like he is, but he told me today he has a job, so he's doing better than
shit.
Us here.
Mr. Fancy himself.
This is what happens when your roommate wants to paint the room but ends up being really fucking lazy. Is that you look like you're in Guantanamo Bay. This is what it looks like. Yeah, I'll make her repaint this room once she gets the $750 she owes me back. But that's neither here nor there. Sometimes I show up for open mics and I'm in like no mental state whatsoever to tell jokes, but I just say, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. Like, have you ever showed up to somewhere so depressed that someone asked you if you're doing a Morrissey impersonation? That level of depression. I didn't come up with, that's not a joke. That's a thing that happened. Hey, are you doing like, I was at the writers group. And it's like, hey, look, you're doing a Morrissey impersonation. I'm like, no.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
I was reading this like list article about, it was called People Who Knew Better. And one of like the people was like Louis C.K. and they were like analyzing one of his jokes and why it was messed up. And I thought, wow, what a weird world 2012 was, you know? To think that people thought Louis C.K. knew better. It was let me see. So Saturday, the day before Valentine's Day, I get an online advertisement that says, get your girlfriend what she really wants for Valentine's Day. And it's for vasectomies. It was a vasectomy ad. Get your girlfriend what she really wants for Valentine's Day, which is apparently a pussy full of worry-free jizz. That's what your girlfriend wants for Valentine's Day. Yeah, I don't know. I actually got it at the flower shop. You buy 10 batches of flowers at the flower shop, they'll give you a vasectomy free. It was very thoughtful of them. They also offered 10 vasectomies, get some flowers free. I don't think as many guys picked that up personally. I don't. Okay. By the way, if you're gonna get a vasectomy for Valentine's Day because that's what your girl really wants, make sure that's what your girl really wants. Like, you don't want to walk in and be like, honey, guess what? We're never having kids. Like, I don't think that's a good way to have that conversation. You know, nothing says I love you forever like we're never gonna have children. No, that's not right. Let me fix that. Nothing says I love you like not having to pull out. That's really what I was going for. Give me the jizz, hold the baby. That's really what women want for Valentine's Day. So that this new material is going really well. You know,
It is, Tom. It is.
So like there's some creeps in comedy, right? Like there's some creeps.
Yes.
Like I remember like there is a female comic like telling me about what this guy had done to him. Like nothing illegal, just creepy. I'm very confused why you're laughing at this, but that's okay. I haven't gotten to the part, but sure. So like I walk upstairs and he's like apparently was listening in the whole time. And he gets right in my face, like, you ever been in a situation where a girl wanted to be in a relationship, you just wanted to get laid, and it's just ridiculous. And I'm just, and I didn't think this at the time, but I know what I should have said. 1, don't fucking stalk on people. That's creepy. 2, don't get in my face. That's rude. 3, that chick sucks 8 dicks a week. Who the fuck are you fooling about a relationship? Like, I knew her. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I'm not making some sort of value judgment. She was a 20-year-old college senior. Go suck some dick. You're already ahead, right? Go suck some whatever. Is there any other shit? Yeah, this is I should have written better notes. Oh well. I want to talk about assholes. And by assholes, I don't mean about shitty people. I mean, I want to talk about assholes specifically, like the part of the body, not the person. Like, I want to talk about my asshole specific. I don't mean I have a problematic asshole, which is not to say I'm a bad person. I mean, I have a problematic asshole. I have Crohn's disease, right? I have asshole disease. I'm not a bad, it's not, you get where I'm trying to go with this. It's all very raw. I don't know, man. I have Crohn's disease. It really sucks, man. Crohn's disease sucks. I don't have the Hershey Highway. I have the Hershey Autobahn. It's unfortunate. It's like,
oh man,
so sad. Wah, wah. I don't know if I have anything else that I wanted to say.
20 more poop jokes.
That was a time waster while I tried to figure out what I was going to say. I was watching sports. The guy's name was Caesar DeJesus. If your last name is Jesus, maybe don't name your kid after the leader who killed Jesus. Maybe. I don't know. It's like I'm watching sports and Hitler Goldstein has the ball. Like, come on. I was writing jokes about Bernie Sanders and Colonel Sanders. Because, Bernie's always looked kind of old. Are we sure they're not the same person? And one of my friends is like, Tom, you got to watch out for topical jokes. They got a limited shelf life. I'm like, yo, Bernie Sanders is 89. He has a limited shelf life. He does. You better hope and pray he doesn't kick the 20-piece bucket. You get what I'm saying? Okay, this is just completely out of nowhere. I think my last girl I slept with liked me in bed, and I know that because she was making noises that sounded a lot like a high-pitched Kool-Aid man. Like, you know, like, oh yeah, like that type of thing. What else? Thank you, Michelle. Let's see. I have all this prop comedy shit that I do now. I can't do prop comedy on Zoom. This is the first time Zoom has been a problem. Let's see here. Chicks with missing limbs are still hot, but that's not a joke. That's just a statement.
Free the bush.
Free the bush. Man. Oh, right. So like my friends and I were talking, like I was talking to somebody who doesn't smoke a lot of pot about pot. And she's like, oh, you better not smoke pot and drive. I'm like, why not? She's like, oh, it's dangerous, really dangerous. I'm like, look, that's not actually an issue. You see, whenever you start getting high, for the most part, when you get high, you also play a lot of Mario Kart, right? So you're playing all this Mario Kart while you're high, and then you get behind the wheel high, and it's all straight lines and low speeds. It's really not that bad. We're practicing on a higher level. Yeah. I used to be annoyed by how boring the news was. Like I wrote a joke, like I was watching CNN, the headline was, does Trump watch too much TV? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm watching way too much CNN. And like I used to think that way. But then last month, CNN had the highest rated day in the history of the network, and I do not want to have interesting news ever again. Fuck interesting news. I'm good with that. Like I want to turn on CNN at the top of the hour, and I want the story to be about a puppy doing something brave. That's the news that I want. Like make America boring again. My name's Tom Dykes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tom.
Hey.
God. So I hope that none of you guys are offended if you're watching the time, but we just didn't have the heart to cut Tom off at 5 minutes. Like we just.
You're the last guy. There's no one else coming. There's a nice little roll going.
And Michelle's face was just. I couldn't
material.
Stop. I couldn't
about throwing me under
stop. No. So man, oh God, Michelle, here that was almost as
She's
good as
pure
Tom's.
joy.
Like almost as good as Tom said was Michelle's like those YouTube like react videos. I've never understood them until right now.
I was more doing it to mess with Dawn because her face was just getting more and more contorted as it was going on. I was like, there's like, I don't know. I'll give it a little extra time if your face is just gonna stage like that forever. Like, everyone's face is so funny. Dawn and Michelle's face is the best. Oh my God. Thanks for coming, everyone. I don't know if Dawn has any other closing monologue to say. There's no vomit shirt.
I know. I did puke this morning before the show, so I got that out of the way. I made a funny, I think that joke about the internal medicine appointment was a good one. I'm gonna work on that. I didn't even write it down, so yeah, I think it's.
You should write it down.
Pretty good.
You should write it down this second as we end. You should write it down right now.
I'll write it down. But
you gotta write it down now, though. Like as soon as you get,
you literally don't write it down right now. You're gonna forget it.
You're gonna forget it.
This is me teaching Dawn how to be a person. Write it down right now because we're gonna turn it off. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. It's gonna great. Then you're gonna literally pee the joke out, and you're gonna forget about it. That's gonna happen. That's what happens. It's a warning. I'm gonna ask you about this joke in 2 days. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Hey, I just want to say this is such a great mic. A lot of them I do can be kind of weird, but this has been so fun.
Yeah,
like everyone is so funny. I just really love this mic.
I really
I'm
appreciate
gonna make
that.
a note of it because I'm very bad at remembering things.
Thank you. I appreciate
see,
and I also
see how she wrote it down.
I also just want to put it out there, like there's less people now, but I just want to put it out there that like with all the drama happening in the group, I want people to feel safe at this mic, both like as recipients, but also as comedians, like
Nice.
to make a joke and not get crucified if it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there is sometimes a place to tell someone where they cross the line, but I do want it to be in a space where it doesn't drag people's names through the mud with 6,000 people. And so I want people to know that that's
like,
not
constructive.
going to be behavior coming out of this mic ever. Yeah.
Constructive feedback
there-
and
there-
yeah.
This place has been kind of weird.
I love the chaos.
I think I carried.
Mainly because I haven't been a part of it.
I mean, there's always
And
gonna
on
be
that
comedy drama.
chaos, I'll stop the stream until